it'd be x times 3 equals y. And all that means is the top number times 3 equals each bottom number. Or the bottom number divided by 3 is equal to the top number. Cool? Let us scroll down to 6. Write a number in which the digit 3 is 10 times the value of the digit 3 in 9 and 431 thousandths. Alright, so I'm sure there was more than one frustrated student while you're working on this one. For some reason, man, this one gives students a hard time. All they're saying is, look at the 3 in this number. What does that 3 mean? Well, if this was money, it'd be a penny. It'd be $9, 4 dimes, and 3 pennies. It's not money, but it means the same thing. A penny is 1/100, so that number is 3 100ths. It takes 100 of these to make one of those. So, what that means is that is 3 100ths, just like a fraction would be. Same thing. 0.03. Now, the question is, write any number in the world where that 3 is worth 10 times more. That 3 worth 10 times more is moving it left. When any digit moves left, boom, it's 10 times bigger. So, make up any number in the world. I will make 0.3. It's a made-up number, but the 3 is 10 times bigger than that 3. What's 10 times bigger than 3 pennies? 3 dimes. 3 tenths is 10 times bigger than 3 100ths. So as long as you put a 3 in the tenths place, you're good. Number 7. Henry scored 10 points in the first round of a computer game. After 20 more rounds, his score is 10 to the 4th points. How many points does he have? So it says, it basically just wants you to tell him what 10 to the 4th power is. I made this one of the challenge questions. I made a lot of these as challenge questions. Give you a little more practice with it. So, remember, we have base, we have exponent. All exponent is saying is, hey, multiply this number by itself, like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, that many times. So, if you were to write it out, it would be like this. Now, we have 10 times 10, which is 100, times 10, which is 1,000, times 10, 10,000. So the answer is 10,000. But the trick, when 10 is your base, the trick's easy. That's how many zeros are in the answer. $10,000 is your answer. Alright, expanded form. So there's 189 5600 acres in the state park. Write 189 5600 in expanded form. Okay. We have, all you're doing is you just look at it like each of these are symbols. That's a symbol, 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 and it represents an amount. We want to take each symbol and just tell its worth. Say what it's worth. So, that one is worth 100. And then when you separate them, just put an addition sign between them. You don't really have to add them, you're just showing that this is what it is separated. That 8 is 8 tens, which is 80. That 9 is 9. That 5 is 5 tenths. Remember, you could put 0.5, you could put 0.5. The 0 doesn't necessarily matter. And then I'm going to make this look real professional and squeeze. Ooh. Just going to make it look larger. 0.06 because it's 6/100ths. So 100 plus 80 plus 9 plus 5/10 plus 6/100ths. Cool? Perfect? Wonderful? Great? Now, we have James drives 12 2/10 kilometers to a concert. After the concert, he drives 12 2/25 kilometers. Compare them. So compare the two distances. So 12.2 compared to 12.25. So whenever you're comparing decimals, make sure you obsess with the actual decimal. Is there a clear winner here? 12 compared to 12? No. Go to the tenths place. Is there a clear, larger tenths place? 2/10, 2/10. No. That one has 5/100ths. This one has no hundredths. It could also be 12.20 because there's nothing there. So this side's bigger. Okay? So 12 2/25 is larger than 12 2/10. And Miko downloaded a song at 6 456 seconds. How long did it take to download the song rounded to the nearest tenth of a second? So we're just taking that number, rounding it to the nearest tenth. So, tenths. If you forget which place the tenths, it takes 10 of those to make another whole. Or, the secret too is, if you're looking for tenths, you can write tenths down and count how many zeros. Oh, 1. So that means that first place after the decimal is tenths. So we're rounding to that, meaning we cut off everything else. Okay? So when you cut off everything else, right now it's 6.4. Is it 6.4, or are these numbers that we're cutting off big enough to make that one larger? Well, it's a 5. That's big enough to make it one larger, so it's 6.5. So your answer is 6.5. And that wraps up the first 10, and I will hope that this goes on to one segment. If not, it's going to look choppy, but it's not like anything I do looks perfect. So, that's all right. I will be back with number 11.